Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum to one and all. In this episode, we go back to the basic of electricity, analyzing a direct current circuit consisting of resistors in series parallel combination connected to a battery. And one of the resistors uh, is immersed in a given mass of cold water, which is insulated by a styrofoam. Our goal is to compute how long it takes for the water to heat up from 10 degrees Celsius to 58 degrees Celsius. So just stick around, watch and learn. Problem is, in the circuit shown in figure 1, a 20.0 ohm resistor is inside 100 point grams of water that is surrounded by insulating styrofoam. If the water is initially at 10.0 degrees Celsius, how long will it take for its temperature to rise to 50.0 degrees Celsius? As shown in this figure, figure 1, we have 8 resistors connected in series parallel combination with a 30.0 volt battery. One of the resistors, which is R1, is actually immersed in water. All right, the water is insulated by a styrofoam. So we are given the resistances of each of these resistors. R1 has 20.0 ohms, R2 has 5.0 ohms. Each of R3 and R4 has the same resistance, 10.0 ohms. Likewise, R5 and R6 have the same resistance equal to 10.0 ohms as well. And R7 and R8 each has 5.0 ohms. So, aside from the given resistances emphasized in this figure, figure 1, we also include the following. The mass of the water equal to 100 point grams. 100 point grams means that the mass of the water has 3 significant figures. And we are also given the initial temperature as well as the final temperature of the water. Right? The initial temperature T naught is 10.0 degrees Celsius, while the final temperature capital T is 58.0 degrees Celsius. So that means the change in the temperature delta T is just the final temperature minus the initial temperature, right? 58.0 degrees Celsius minus 10.0 degrees Celsius, which is of course equal to 48.0 Celsius degree. Celsius degree can also mean Kelvin. And our target variable in this problem is the time small t. So this is the time for water to heat up from its initial temperature of 10.0 degrees Celsius to its final temperature 58.0 degrees Celsius. Moving on to our computations, we start with computing the equivalent resistance of resistors R3 up to R8, right? Um, we use the formula, all right, for finding the total resistance of the resistors that are considered in parallel connection, right? The combination of uh, R3 and R4 are in fact series, right? And that's also true for R5 and R6. R5 and R6 are also in series, and that goes through also for R7 and R8. They are also in series. So if you're going to combine R3 and R4, all right, their sum will be denoted as R34. The sum of R5 and R6 will also be denoted as R56. And the sum of R7 and R8 will be labeled as R78. And since these three combinations are actually connected in parallel, that's why to get the equivalent resistance of R3 up to R8, we use this uh, reciprocal formula, right? So 1 over R3 to 8 is just equal to the sum of 1 over R34, 1 over R56, and 1 over R78. That is, the sum of R3 and R4 is 20.0 ohms, right? That's what we have here. 1 over 20.0 ohms. That's true also for 1 over R56. The sum of R5 and R6 is also 20.0 ohms. And for R7 and R8, their sum is 10.0 ohms, right? So when we do our math, we find that the equivalent resistance, okay, of these 6 resistors, meaning the value of R3 to 8 will just be equal to 5.00 ohms. The result of combining resistors R3 up to R8, whose equivalent resistance is determined to be equal to 5.0 ohms, can now be shown in this simplified circuit diagram. All right? So, in this simplified circuit diagram, the symbol for the equivalent resistance R sub 3 to 8 is now indicated here, right? So together with the original uh, resistors R1 and R2, and the battery, okay, notice that uh, R sub 3 to 8 is now in series with R2, with R1, and of course, also in series with the battery. So this simplified circuit diagram, okay, will help us determine the total resistance for the whole circuit, the total current, right? And this will be explained in just a short while. All right. To, to be able to compute the total resistance in the whole circuit, notice that the uh, three remaining resistors shown earlier in figure 2 is that the equivalent resistance R sub 38 is in series with R2 as well as with R1, right? So to get the total resistance, of course, we will just add them together, all right? RT equals R sub 38 plus R2 plus R1. That is, total R or RT is equal to 5.00 ohms plus 5.00 ohms, which is the value of R2, and of course 20.0 ohms, which is the value of R1. That is, the total value for the total resistance RT equals 30.0 ohms. Using Ohm's law, where it says that the total current in the circuit is just equal to the total voltage, capital B sub T, divided by the total resistance, capital R sub T. So the total current, or I sub T, is equal to 30.0 volts, right? This is the value of capital B sub T. And then divided by the total resistance that we computed earlier, 30.0 ohms. That means the total current I sub T equals 1.00 ampere. And this value of the total current in the circuit is also the same current that goes through resistance R1. So the current I sub 1, therefore, is also equal to 1.00 ampere. And using the formula for determining the power that is dissipated in resistor R1, right? Which says that the power dissipated, labeled here as capital P1, is equal to the product of the square of the current I1 and the given resistance R1. When we say current or power that is dissipated, we actually mean the amount of energy, right? Electrical energy that is converted into thermal energy, more commonly known as heat. because of the resistance in the resistor. This formula is derived, right, from the basic definition of power, which is uh, the amount of energy or work done divided by time t. So the power that is dissipated in the resistor R1 equals the square of the current 1.00 ampere multiplied by the value of R1 20.0 ohms. When we do our math, we find the power P1 equal to 20.0 watts. But that can also be equal to 20.0 joules per second, right? So 20.0 joules per second is the amount of uh, power that is dissipated in resistor R1, right? And in terms of energy, the electrical energy that is dissipated or converted into thermal energy, right? Which we label here as capital E sub 1, right? If that is to be divided by the computed value of the power P1, then we will be defining the time small t, which is our target variable. The time it takes for the temperature of water, initial temperature that is, to increase to its final temperature. T naught and capital T are both given in the problem, right? So, computing for this time small t, we just use the amount or the formula for determining the amount of thermal energy that is absorbed, in this case, absorbed by the water, right? Remember, the resistor R1 is immersed, right, in a styrofoam container so that all the heat that it's going to absorb, okay, will not be uh, released into the surrounding. So exactly the amount of electrical energy, capital E sub 1, is converted into thermal energy or heat. And that thermal energy is expressed in terms of the product of the mass of water and its what we call specific heat capacity, small c, and multiplied by the change in temperature, delta T. So mc delta T represents the amount of heat absorbed by the water. And as a consequence, okay, the temperature, initial temperature of the water will rise, okay, so that we can determine the time t by simply dividing mc delta T by the computed power P1. That is, the time small t is equal to 100 point raised to the negative 3 kilogram. This is the equivalent mass of 100 point grams of water. And the specific heat value for water, or liquid water that is given here, 4.19 raised to the third power joules per kilogram Celsius degree. right? And of course, multiplied by the change in temperature delta T, 48.0 Celsius degree, to be divided by the value of P1 in joules per second. That is 20.0 joules per second. So when you do our math, we finally arrive at the value of the time small t equal to 1010 seconds in three significant figures, that is. Converting this to minutes, of course, we will get the value of the time small t equal to 16.8 minutes. In other words, it takes 16.8 minutes for the initial temperature of the water in this problem to increase to or from 10.0 degrees Celsius to 58 degrees Celsius. So on this note, may I say mabuhay. Till the next episode, MashaAllah. Thank you very much for your indulgence. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Alhamdulillah.